Hello and good afternoon. Today we're going to be reviewing our second installment of the Shopify Checkout Extensions. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Okay, so we got that going. Okay, so we've got our screen. I've got our extension in here. So what I'm doing is I've made a couple of tweaks to our part one. I've split this out so it is by itself its own extension, apart from any other thing. So get my terminal going, and I just need to migrate over my extension details. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to actually just kind of run what I have currently so that we can make sure that it is working. And most likely have me pick a store. Use our checkout one. Oh, this is taking a nice long time. Oh, it's going to have an issue. So it looks like Cloudflare is still having issues. Well, this is a new issue as of today. That's awesome. So let's see. We are going to create this as a custom tunnel. Okay, here's my ngrok. If we do this, dash URL. That definitely didn't work. And it's my two dashes here. There we go. Let's see. Oh, I need my port. Wrap. Okay, let's see. I should be able to get to my. Oh, let's see here. That is the issue. Okay, hang on. Got the wrong URL. It's actually supposed to be 8080 here. Now, hey, look at that. We've got our developer console working. So I click on our preview link here. We see our welcome. So we got this working. Just in case anybody was wondering, you can run a separate tunnel on Shopify by doing the dash dash then space dash dash tunnel URL and then in quotes your ngrok URL and then the port you mapped your ngrok to. Okay, perfect. So now we've got our dev console working, and we've got our checkout item here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to actually pull out the other extension we were working on and just pull that in. So now we're going to pull out all of the stops. We need to come in here. We've got our extension. We've got our inline. We've got our use API. We're looking good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in our details that we had prior to this, which is our skeleton. So first off, we're going to bring our skeleton in. Our skeleton will be a function called load skeleton because it is just after Halloween. So obviously we need to have a little bit of skeleton action going on here. Okay, so now we've got our extension stuff here. I'm going to close this out so I can kind of rearrange my window here. Pull you over. And I know we're going to have an issue because it doesn't have skeleton defined in here, which is fine. So let's see here. We don't have block stack. Block. Okay, divider. Yeah. Should do it. Hey, look at that. So now we've got our you may also like in there. I'm going to get rid of our banner because we don't do anymore. And we got our skeleton going. We're looking good. Okay. So now we're going to also grab our product data. Put this up at the top here. Let's see, we got our extension. I'm just going to put you right here. There we go. So we got our product data. And then we're going to come in and we're going to bring our product display. And we're going to actually pull in the rest of our stuff that we had. I have loading, so I have products. Okay, we've got to use translate extension. Okay, we're going to pull you guys all in. Okay. We should still have our skeleton, but we're not because I'm missing some items in our tree. And change. Use state. Let's see, we got to pull our state item in here. Oh, that really unhappy. Okay. All I'm doing is just filling in all of the items that I might need. Use extension API. I don't actually need. And where do I have that? Here we go. Where am I calling render price? I don't think I'm ever calling render price, am I? Let's see. Use twice. I am using render price. So we're just going to do, for now, just it's going to return. Okay. Image. Hey, look at that. We're loading again. So we're getting closer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change our return statement all the way at the bottom. And instead of it doing this, we're going to do if loading, we're going to return skeleton. Otherwise, we're going to load our stuff. Look at that. We even have it going for us. That's a positive thing. So now if I click here, it adds it just fine. Now I just want to note, this is our widget we are working on. This is the existing one that we had created actually last week or earlier this week. So now we've got this, we're able to add our components in. We're able to add as many as we want. So now we're looking good. So functionality is working-ish. So now what we need to do is, let's see here. We need to come over here. Render price is going to actually need a price. Fail to load because we're not actually calling a real. Okay, so now we got the right pricing. It's not formatted yet. That's okay. Not worried about that. So next up, we're going to come in here and we're going to make some settings in here. So settings are in the toml file. So right now we have nothing in here. So first things first, we need to create a setting. Okay. So first things first, we're going to have a setting. We're going to do extension settings, extension fields, key, type, and description. Okay, so we're going to name this key is going to be up spell title. Name will be upsell title. The title for the upsell widget. Okay. That's exciting, I know. So now we have the ability to set a setting in there. So now let's get our setting in here. So let's see. We're going to want to so let's see here. We're just going to figure out how to actually grab that info. Okay, so I'm actually going to take a moment because actually I found our ILAN translation system. So we can actually do our format currency. That's because that's supposed to be a 1. It would help if I added the right letter there. So next we need to add our checkout. Which, going by the way Shopify does their amazing documentation, now we have to figure out how the heck to actually grab it. Okay. So we should be able to do settings here. If I do console log settings, let's see what that shows us. Refresh. Let's see here. Childless should have a unique key. So let's just see if I can do settings. Cell title. Defined. Well, that's a positive. So now, let's see if we can actually open this and change the setting. It's the admin. Okay. And we're gonna do, where did I see it? Let's go. There we go. Okay. Showing up undefined. That's fine. So now what we'll do is we're going to do this above. We're going to take into account the fact that they're probably not going to have a setting here. Our final title equals cell title. There we go. Okay. Just make sure we still have our stuff here. We do. Now we're going to come over here and grab final title. That's going to be in here. Oops, that would help if I closed. You may also now we can have a setting in here once we get in and actually render this in the checkout. Okay, so next up, we need to have access to a meta field. If we have access to a meta field, we have access to our data set. Just pulling this up, we have, I'm just making sure we have a meta field on here, which we do not. I'm going to add it. So in this example, we actually have an app that writes to a meta field called upsell. The upsell widget is just named upsell. So it's called checkout upsell. And it is a JSON string. And then we have a lot of JSON. I'm going to pull it over there in a second. I'm just getting rid of all the excess data. Okay. Okay, so I'm actually going to pull this into here so we have an easily accessible item. So we pulled this from another store that we're actually working on. So first off, the way that our meta field works is we have a defined item, which we're going to use our gummy bears as an example. So I'm going to pull out our gummy bear. We got our gummy bears. So we're going to go on this product. So we got a product ID. I'm going to actually let's leave it like that. Our product title we're going to upsell is going to actually be, or this is the product title, sorry, of the gummy bears. I am a gummy bear. We got our gummy bear. And we've got our upsells down here. So we're going to upsell the 3P fulfilled snowboard. So we've got to get product ID, variant ID, handle, title, officially you can have other descriptions in here, and then the price. The price is also going to be in cents. There's a compare at price. We can show it there. Compare at price is 0. And then we're going to go ahead and set our image. So let me grab the image link. Okay, there's our image. Okay, so we've got our, it's not saving. We've got this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this to our meta field. And I'm just using Shopify here to create a checkout.upsell JSON string. New type, not old JSON type. So now we're going to come in here and we have our meta fields. So we can come in here and say my namespace is going to be checkout. And key is going to be upsell. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this because I don't have the exact info. So we've got let's see here. Extension.metafields. I'm going to use the shop one. Let's see here. I'm just double checking. I think we might be able to utilize that. Let's come back here. Let's just see if I can actually grab the meta fields. So I want to do here where we have use API, we're going to use this. see. Let's just see. Let's see if that actually returned anything. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it, if it just worked? We're not going to be that lucky, but it'd be really nice. So it's definitely not in that. Okay, let's actually go here. Use app metafields. That's what I want. Not actually in here. Now, if I do this, what do we get here? Haha. We have some metafields. Here's our metafield. So we've got exactly what we're looking for, which is our upsell metafield. Supposedly, you can even filter it. But either way, let's just do this. Pulling in our meta field, just making sure we're still grabbing it. We are. So now I want to go log metafield dot metafield dot key metafield dot namespace value. And we've got all of our details here. Wonderful. Since Shopify is lovingly sending it to us as a whatchamacallit, a string, we need to convert it to a JSON value, which we have here. So I'm just going to go. We're going to actually do. By default, we have nothing. And then we're just going to come in here. Good. So we're going to pull this in. Now we're going to console log. Oh, that worked really well. Shop Excel JSON. Here we go. that's looking good. Now we're going to actually do this as a use state. We're going to use our products one that we have way down here. I'm actually going to bring this up. We're going to do products in there, and then we're just going to come in here and we're going to grab products. Okay, what do we have here? Because this is doing what it's doing, it's an endless loop because of the wonder of React. So next up, I need to create something. I need to create something that will actually hold what we're looking for, which is just letting us kind of load it once and be done. So we're going to do so we got our stuff here, we got our title. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do loading. We're just going to use the effect of this. Okay. And I come back to our console. So now we're getting it undefined, it looks like. It has not come through. Now I'm going to come over here and just check. It looks like we're good here. So not sure. We're going to do a little bit more. We're going to do async load. I'm going to kind of pull you guys all up. Okay. Now, problem we're going to have is that right now, our product data is going to be for all items. So let's see, app meta fields. Nope, that didn't work. This is really unhappy with me because I'm using a state, it looks like. It's not loading anymore. Loving this. Got our, let's see. It's empty. So that works. Okay, so we do have our meta field in here, which is great. So we know it works. I'm going to go ahead and comment this for the moment. So for now, we're actually just going to pull you up here. We're going to pull you guys up here. And we do have a value here. We've got our stuff running. I just got to get it mapped up. So that is our next task on the next live stream. I'm going to get going, but we've accomplished putting it up on the checkout. We've got it so there's settings now. We are able to pull our meta field. Now we just need to push the data from the meta field out into our content here. So that will be our next point. Thanks for watching today, and I hope everybody has a great day.